So if you walked into an art gallery filled with art on the wall, one looked a little bit like a Van Gogh in the corner. Another might look like a Rothko. Those are two different paintings if you know them. And so you're looking over, but one has a style. How do we prove it though? More importantly, how do we credit and maybe even compensate these influences? Remember that idea of mixing music. How can we actually use this to sample? Because this is sort of what's going on. So we're going to talk about AI attribution possibilities. And yes, you can try this yourself. I've got code and a much more detailed process I got from Claude. And I'd love to be not only refuted, but show me the right way to be able to provide attribution, to be able to see some signals, understanding this is imperfect. There's no way it can track everything, and anything with attribution knows the input, knows the output, but the middle is sort of vague. Tracking creative influence in AI is like trying to find a specific drop of water after it's been poured into the ocean. We don't need perfect attribution. Hey, Netflix doesn't know exactly why you watch that show, but they can make pretty good guesses. Spotify doesn't perfectly understand music, but they can track influences. What if we could do the same with generative AI? We've built a proof of concept system that does something pretty fascinating with Claude. It watches how AI models pay attention when they create. Think of it like a heart rate monitor for creativity. Every time the AI focuses on certain parts of its training, and we spot patterns. Now, for the technical folks, we're tracking attention patterns across neural networks, looking for distinctive signatures in how content influences outputs. Not perfect, but it is measurable. This is certainly not a new idea. Stability AI is making creator compensation models. Adobe Content Credentials system tracks image origins. CredTent is a new one that empowers creators to control how LLMs use their content and enables AI tools to source licensed credible work for model training. This is happening. The goal isn't to build a perfect attribution system, it's to create enough of a signal to build new markets around creative influence. We're not claiming to solve AI attribution, but we're starting a conversation on how it might work and how copyright might work for all of us. So what I did was I took the code that Claude created for me, and then it said, would you like me to analyze a piece of your original content? This is what we created. So even the basic analysis will show how much content influences the derived work, which key concepts carried through, and how structure was preserved or adapted. And so it ran an analysis, and the analysis summary says it's a high concept presentation. The core ideas are brought down, question frameworks and partner engagement remained intact. So what it did is took my long thing and made it like a really short, bulleted, shorter sort of presentation. Key transformations, bulletins turned into hierarchical sections, original concepts expanded with more context. This is all through the code. We now analyzed my text in Claude and Claude's improvements to it, maintaining core question framework while enhancing the structure. So it shows that the core material was obviously a big influence and were created. That was the purpose of it. But the whole point is, can we track creative influence? Can we measure content value, understand transformation patterns, and identify unique contributions? Because this shows how attribution could work in practice, showing not just what content influenced the output, but how it was transformed and expanded. So let me show you some of this. The key findings were the information density between the original and the output was increased by 28%. Framework clarity improved by 2.1. Added 3 new structured sections: core strategy, question framework, success indicators. Okay, this is what it created, not what was brought to it. Unique contributions: the success metrics framework, hierarchical organization, a clear progression flow, and actionable outcomes for each section. So I asked it to create some content visualizations. And if you're looking, you can see the content value metrics comparison. This was created with a Claude prompt, showing how the enhanced content and source content have data, information, and influence associated with them that can be attributed back to my original content that was ingested.